Yet. What kind of stupidity is this? Why they think we can't do it? We can do the same and even worse. They shouldn't even try us. We know official things for the king. Why it is that we know official things for the king? Why are you sharing food to people in the queue? Why are you doing that? Why we can't share? We can share. If they want me to share, I also share the same. But let's respect the rules of the Electoral Commission. Don't share anything to the people in the queue who have not voted yet. And you are sharing food and we don't even know what is in the thing, and you are sharing it to the people who have not voted yet. What kind of stupidity is this? Why they think we can't do it? We can do the same and even worse. They shouldn't even try us.
It's still the special voting exercise ahead of the December 7th, 2024 elections is concerned. We're currently here at the Osu police station and for Center 1. So far, 615 voters are expected to cast their vote here. And so far, we are told 300 have cast their vote. For Center 2, which is the surname that starts from E to Z, we are expecting some 614 voters to cast their vote. And so far, we have 200 security agents all already casting their vote as of now. I already have here with me the MPP parliamentary candidate for Korle Klottey, I beg your pardon, Korle Klottey constituency here, and he's in the person of Ninoy Norte here to observe the process. I would like to engage him and find out what exactly he makes of the entire process so far. Thanks for joining us on Metro TV. We want to find out from you what you make of the process so far.
So far, so good. I'd say I'd rate the EC over 100% because I've been here since 5 a.m. They were here before 7. Our officers and men in uniform, media queued up. By 7, voting started, and around 9, the queue was done. Because you can see, there's no queue like any serious queue. Now it's people just walking in, voting and leaving. So I'd say the process has gone very well. And I'm hoping that December 7th, all our polling stations will have a smooth process like this.
This seat is being occupied by the incumbent Member of Parliament, Zanato Ajiman Rawlings. In your view, what are the chances of yourself in going into the December 7th election?
I believe more in actions than words. We are winning the seat. That's all I can say. We're taking the seat.
I also had the opportunity to interact with the presiding officers here, and they have been telling us the process has so far been very, very peaceful. Is that the case here?
Absolutely. That's why I said I would rate EC over 100%, because the process has been so peaceful, so smooth, so fast. You know, there's not been any issues of concern. Yeah.
All right. Nino Inote, the MPP parliamentary candidate for Korle Klottey constituency here, sharing his thoughts with us so far as the expectation or the process for voting on this special occasion is concerned. And he's been telling us that he's very optimistic about the chances of himself winning the seat and wrestling the seat for the MP.
And they are always trying to attack me. They always do this, and here I am. By the grace of God, I have the temperament that is able to contain all of this. So they do all these, and I am the leader that I am. They try to do all things against me. Recently, let me try to address this here. The gentleman that is on viral video talking about me giving him rights, he's an NDC executive. I didn't come out to say anything about it because we are 5 or 1 week into the elections. I wouldn't do anything to mark the hard work that I have put into this. But they always mention my name and they always try to destroy my hard-earned reputation. I have taken enough. I have really taken enough. But I thank God for the temperament that He has given me, and I'll continue doing my good work. The constituents know the value of their MP. They know how hard I have worked, the developmental project that I brought to this constituency, and for me, that is a heartwarming. They respond back to me. The feedback that I get from them keeps me going. So I try as much as possible not to respond to all their propaganda and all that. The guy is looking at me with this kind of temperament. Would I go and say that I am arresting someone for saying something against me? We are in a country that we have freedom of speech. We are in a country that we have freedom of speech, freedom of association. So if they have hired someone to do what he said, I am not a mother for all in this constituency. I would never ever do anything that will tarnish my own image. And they think that Ghanaians are, I don't know what they take us for. And that a gentleman, some people, a group of people going to sit in a pickup. A group of people going to sit in their own pickup. They will video that and put on social media that I have caused someone to be arrested. How can I cause the arrest of someone, an elderly person who is almost close to his pension? For what reason? Insults when never insulting me or promo. And then for someone saying that he's not voting for me because of that, I'll go and have the person arrested. I am not that kind of person. I am not that kind of person. We have freedom of speech in this country. We practice freedom of association, and I preach that everywhere I go. And I preach peace. I bring message of peace to this election. All that they do against me, I continue to say to my team, let's maintain the peace that we have enjoyed. Let's keep calm and let's go through this election peacefully.
Talking about your team, the concern has been that why would your team shift while voters are in the queue?
I wasn't here. I don't know if you saw.
Leader Al Hassan, who saw Lucy elections on the grounds for Nakasan who saw Lucy elections. Yeah, in case a member voters Adriani in every election, your man you it is allowed to give. But in this situation, not when people are in the queue going to vote, and then you give them food in the line or in the queue. What are you trying to say? In bags, and they should hug you, put a hand around your shoulders and give you money secretly. She'll go in, people vote, take snap pictures of their ballot, take it to the back of the police station, and then she gives them money. We've seen it. We've alerted the EC officials, but they're not adhering to them because most of them are on their side. Majority of them are on their side. So I have actually alerted the police. He's the one going over there to stop the lady. He has gone there to stop the lady. So I'm hoping and praying that it will stop, because if it repeats itself, it might go worse. Oh, yeah, evidence. And your bags now for quick or lines. No, that is what we want to get now around. So that is why I'm asking. That's why I've alerted the security, the EC ladies at the end, having the ballot paper to really monitor them. And moreover, the way they've turned the ballot boxes, you can't see them. I'm not saying we should see the vote they are casted. It's not my concern. But my problem is when the vote is being cast, no one should take snap of it. Even they take snap of it, what is the purpose? To just go and take money. And I don't have money. If it is you going to take money, fine. Or catch the next person. Oh, my contra my way or my miska. Maybe it's not the person you're going to vote for. But because we are called this kind, to also go use the same venue, snap the picture, and go and take money. Me patrol. They reported in Yanya Wahama Fitanopa. Yantas in Yanya de Deco. They are reporting. I report my police. What are they doing about it? One person who and Sana Asamaba. Because this thing election have been smooth. What I know with you, any problem, you give them the food. But not when they are in the queue. You go there, you go there, hug them. You go there, hug them in the line and give them the food when they are going to vote. What is your plan? What is your intention? That is what we are raising issues about. And we don't have any concern issue about that. But the vote inducement and only an issue this morning.
What can you tell us so far as the process is concerned?
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. So far, I think it's been calm. The setup is okay, and voting started, in a very peaceful atmosphere. As you can see, everything is going on smoothly, and the officers are trooping in, as and when. It is my hope that they come in their the full complement of their numbers, just so we go through this. I am aware that the other guys vote buying the officers, but I believe they are very level-headed. They know what is going on in this country. They are very much aware of the scam that they went through under MPP in 2020 when they lied to them and increased their salaries. And then immediately after the elections, they told them it was a mistake and deducted everything from them. As and when I spoke to them, that was the feedback I got. So they had already made up their minds. So I'm only here to observe and make sure everything goes on well. If this is what's going to happen on the 7th of December, then for me, it will be historically the best elections in Odododio ever, because all we have ever wanted is a peaceful atmosphere whilst the election, goes on. But we have already picked up signals of what they intend to do. We have picked up signals of, getting people to wear long sleeves and they'll stamp ballot papers in their sleeves. We have picked up signals of thuggery and also fake military personnel who will be coming about 2 hours to the end of the elections.
So what will be your response to such?
We had a meeting with the regional command of the police. I've informed the regional commander of the signals we have picked up, and he has assured that he is going to work on it to make sure nothing of that sort happens. I have worked the ground. You notice that my media encounters haven't been much. I'm coming in from from the point of weakness, from opposition. In fact, 8 years in opposition. I'm not the incumbent, and I have to carry along both the assets and the liabilities. So I'm almost always on the ground, doing the groundwork, moving from place to place, house to house, door to door, reaching out to people individually. And trust me, the feedback is overwhelming. People know what they have gone through under MPP, and they compare to what they went through under NDC, and they tell us that John Mahama is God sent, and that myself and John Mahama, we are winning this election.
Retain the Member of Parliament of Koro, Honorable Dr. Agnes Abubuladi, and to vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That is what we see people do. And trust me, by the time the ballot is counted, the will of the people will be respected. We are so very, very good. Like I said, the suffering masses will speak, and their voices will be loud enough for everybody in the world to hear what Ghanaians are saying. That we are tired enough of the family and friends, enough of the one-sidedness.
So far, so good. The elections have been successful and peaceful. And I'm anticipating to emerge the winner at the end of the total elections on December 7th. Because the time has come for the youth to be part of national and community development. If we are indeed the future, then we must be part of the present dispensation and affairs of our community and nation alike.
We have 2 polling stations, A and B, and it's 52-52. I personally expect a full house because they are here. You know, the special voting is for the security services, the media, and then the electoral commission officers who have action to do on the 7th. As head of security, I'm still in control, but there's an election task force headed by the divisional commander himself.
It's a process, and this is where we are at this point in the process of getting His Excellency JDM re-elected or come back to serve Ghana, and myself, my mandate renewed. So far this morning, it started smoothly. The voting has been a bit slow. It's 10 o'clock, and the number of people who have voted, we are expecting the numbers to be up. But I think roughly they are around the hundreds, yet to hit 200.
1,559 officials are supposed to vote in that day. So we have 3 centers. The numbers are large, so we divided it into 3. So if you can see, we have 3 centers in our yard here.
Can you hear me?
Okay, so it's the first day of elections. You've campaigned for months. How are you?
Well, a bit more relaxed. I've always been optimistic about our chances in this year's election in Lukaku Central. Quite relaxed, and of course, I mean, you need to be relaxed to be able to observe the process. You need to have a very calm disposition to go through the process very well. You know, so.
Talking about the NDC's chance in this year's election.
Yeah.
But what about you, Baba Sabe?
When I speak about the chances of the NDC, I'm not looking at it only from presidential. I'm looking at it in a cross-board, presidential, parliamentary, Lukaku Central. I think that if there's been any time where the NDC has been well positioned to win the constituency in both the presidential and parliamentary, it's 2024. You know, and on account of different things. I mean, not on account of the misdeeds of this government alone, but on account of the campaigning and the message and the special plea we're putting out to the people in the constituency and the feedback we're receiving. We think that if that is anything to go by, it signals one thing, that will triumph in the constituency. I have always maintained and said that my win in the parliamentary elections in the Lukaku Central will be the biggest political upset this year, because a lot of people haven't, particularly those sitting outside from the beginning, haven't really given us a lot of chances. Also because they think, well, you're coming against a 3-time MP who has been firm, who has won it, I mean, comfortably in the last 3 elections. But for us, I mean, the spirit of no guts, no glory drives us. Beyond that, we have a winning mentality, and particularly where we're seeking to address some of the most pressing, some of the most pressing challenges or situations that needs attention, and it's really warming the hearts of constituents. I mean, and all of that will combine to give us that victory that we were looking for.
I know I called you so we talk about special voting, but then you made some points that I would like us to go over. You mentioned the message of the NDC that has given you hope of the win after the elections. But then there has been questions from the MPP, the president, about the 12-hour economy, about electricity doing so. How hopeful are you that truly the 12-hour economy will be implemented should the NDC win?
I think if anybody should reserve any moral rights to question the NDC, on energy or the energy sector, or special ideas to enable or expand the economy, it shouldn't be the NPP. Nobody from the president, vice president down to anybody within the NPP has any moral rights to ask questions. In fact, I mean, we've always thrown questions at them. If they have been the ones that have always been evasive about the energy sector, we have been more upfront to say that, look, when we met a major challenge which caused doomsday, we fixed it by providing specific things that has continued to be the foundation that continues to support the energy sector. We've always spoken about the energy sector levy extra. We've always spoken about extra capacity that we added through some of the mobile power transmitters. You know, we've spoken about some of the things we've done to fix financial challenges and transmission challenges within the sector. What have they been speaking about that they've done within the sector that gives them the moral right to question us on the energy sector? I mean, you should tell me. Nobody remembers exactly what they've said, except to run with what they've done best. Oh, we solved doomsday. Oh, we solved it. What did you specifically to solve doomsday, aside from the emergency power plants that you came to make, aside from innovative initiatives such as ESLA that continues to provide funding or financial support to the energy sector? What exactly have you done? You know, I mean, there was a lot of noise prior to their coming to government. We're coming to review the American contract. We're coming to review this. We're coming to review that. Their record in the energy sector is a PDR scandal. Their record in the energy sector is the continuous scandals that continuously keeps coming from the ECG and all some of the dealings within the power sector. You know, so if there's one group of people that reserves the right to even question us on the energy sector, it shouldn't be the NPP, and they do not deserve any attention regardless. If they are minded to actually begin a conversation on the power and energy sector, they should begin by telling the people that, look, in the energy sector, specifically, this is what we did. These are achievements, right? And going forward, this is what we intend to do. Not to have a blanket statement of we solved them so, when you know quite clearly that you didn't do anything specifically to solve them so. So I don't think that they have any moral rights to ask. Again, I mean, it's obvious, given the economic circumstances that exist today, that our economy has tanked. I mean, the environment today isn't conducive for business, isn't conducive for trade, isn't conducive for prosperity, you know. And so, again, one more time, if there's a particular group that should question the NDC regarding some of the ideas we have relative to expanding the economy and creating prosperity for all, it shouldn't be the NPP, you know. And today, if anybody is in NPP today that claims to be one of the men they've touted about all these years, and they do not know innovations such as the 24-hour economy, then they have no business seeking governance. You know, but beyond that, we have made a very strong case that we think that our economy needs to expand. We think that the economic decay that we currently experiencing within the country, for us to come out of it, or for any future government to be able to run the country well, right, and create a very favorable economic environment, you need special innovations, special initiatives such as the 24-hour economy. What are we specifically saying with that? We're saying that specific industries will benefit from special government policies, right, that will support them, provide the necessary subventions for them to be able to operate round the clock. And we're saying that once they're able to operate round the clock and they're having to have different 2 more shift system added to the existing 1 shift system, it's going to expand it and ensure that they provide more jobs for people. It's also going to help us, right, to be able to provide a substitute for most of the things that we import into the country. You know, 80% of the rice we consume, for instance, is imported. So when people say is that, what is the demand? It's demand and supply. Herein is a specific demand. 80% of the rice you're consuming, you import it from abroad. However, there are a number of rice businesses here that are barely struggling and need support and subventions. You know, there are a number of business, interests that are looking or have an interest to go into rice farming and rice milling. You know, but the cost of operations is deterring a lot of people. Imagine if you're going to subvent it. Imagine if, for instance, you're going to say to them that by coming onto the 24-hour economic policy, we are going to ensure that 2 other work system, shift systems that you add to your existing shift system, we're going to subvent and give you a closer to 0 rates.
We know official things for the kingdom. Why is it that we know official things for the kingdom? Why are you sharing food to people in the queue? Why are you sharing? We know official things for the kingdom. Why is it that we know official things for the kingdom? Why are you sharing food to people in the queue? Why are you doing that? Why we can't share? We can share. If they want me to share, I also share the same. But let's respect the rules of the electoral commission. Don't share anything to the people in the queue who have not voted yet. And you are sharing food and we don't even know what is in the thing, and you are sharing it to the people who have not voted yet. What kind of stupidity is this? Why they think we can't do it? We can do the same and even worse. They shouldn't even try us.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number 1, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number 2, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirty, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, welcome to the show. Good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Well, it's a Tuesday, the 3rd day of December 2024. By His grace, we're alive and we're here. We're yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Road to Jubilee House. Who wins Greater Accra? Special voting ends smoothly. IDEC boss advocates effective transition management. Education Minister launches channel MOE TV. Ghanaian Times. Ghana launches e-passport to curb identity theft, eliminate fraudulent access to travel documents. We've adopted robust master plan to effectively manage potential chaos during and after election. IGP. Education Ministry launches channel MOE TV. Security personnel, media, EC officials participate in special voting in 14 regions. Eastern, Western regions to vote on Thursday. Daily Guide. 2024 elections. Special voting runs smoothly. Parliament resumes December 16. Commonwealth observers okay election security plan. Foreign Affairs Ministry introduces chip embedded passports. Nana Commission's motorway roundabout. New Crusading Guide. Ghana unveils chip embedded passports to enhance security and global recognition. EC revises directive on media access at collation centers. Baumia to deliver on promises and drive sustainable growth. Vote for Baumia's life-changing proposals. Professor Boedi. Education Ministry outdoors TV channel to enhance teaching and learning. Orges company launches big campaign work to promote peace ahead of elections. The Insight. Election 2024. Don't sell your future. GUM leader warns Ghanaians as he invokes curses on ballot box snatchers, manipulators of results and others. Alan Martin. He vows to transform the North and alleviate poverty. Ahead of upcoming December 7 polls, coalition of CSOs call on Baumia to address 2020 election killings of 8 Ghanaians beyond signing peace pact. Election 2024, Paramount Chief of Grushi urges Ghanaians to ensure peace. Vote for NDC for real economic transformation. Arise for change urges Ghanaians. Victoria Ama assumes position as head of Nia Dinkpa family. The Herald. Military High Command bans soldiers from all polling stations on Saturday, warns against impersonation, releases emergency numbers for reporting misconduct. Ghana police caught in double standard. Asuutu NDC official jailed 4 years, but won to miss NPP presenter walks free. Akufo-Addo's massive $11.5 billion Ghana Dubai Mahama. Baumia to sign anti-gay bill when voted president. Special prosecutor launches probe into MP's food sharing incident. EC reverses anti-media directives on covering Saturday's polls. Okay. In their wisdom, they have reversed it. All right. The Daily Statesman. Votes Baumia for continuity. Akufo-Addo appeals to Ghanaians. Education Ministry opens TV channel. IMF approves $360 million for Ghana. Presby moderator warns against violence. Temamoto Way Interchange Phase 2 inaugurated. The Accra Times. Nana Kwame Bediako presents blueprint to tackle Galamsey menace. NDC be calm. We are there for Ghanaians. Military couples assure. This is not the NPP I love. Professor Frimpong Boateng warns against voting for Baumia. Economy Times. Banks' non-performing loans deteriorate. Interest rate to remain stable. Ghana's real estate sector identified as high risk for money laundering. New report. Business and Financial Times. Banking stocks to lead Ghana Stock Exchange rally in 2025. Data Bank. Market to grow around 45%. With telcos, FMCGs to play part. Cashlight agenda on course as mobile money others see growth. Agri-tech challenge to correct negative perception of agriculture. New GSA levy sparks concerns over freight cost and viability of ports. Embrace tech to expand scope and accuracy, and Danny urges internal auditors. Canada High Commissioner advocates reforms to attract investment. And the Daily Post. NPP bribing chiefs, others with imported tax-exempted relief items, rice and maize. Chief along the Kwapim range receives 500 bags of rice yesterday. Front page comment, EC positioned ballot boxes to assist voters selling their votes to the NPP to take pictures of how they voted. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities. Making sure you have a responsive support system backs your business goals. A partner that gives you a stable platform with reliable connectivity and seamless solutions, and better understands the tools required to take you to the next level. With so many moving parts in running a business, we do our best to provide you with some stability. The only kind of stability you can find with MTN Business Broadband, the fastest and most reliable internet provider in Ghana, making sure you stay ahead and stay connected, because we understand what makes your business tick.
Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
MTN.
Mahama once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Ama, nansi mi general well-being enkoye kwao. Ama maye bohu se kuntomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh you right. Enye mo ko. Give us GC lecture and any capsules. Aye num boom. En ho asem na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye botum. Na wanyinya na nim tisese ni oyi chokwa.
Give us
GC mixture and capsule. Ashesa.
A pin for a battle, one more menu for one and Quada when you feed you.
Remember the dark days of Dumso under Mahama's administration? Vital surgeries halted. Dumso killed
Soroho, vote number 1 on the ballot.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bread for mattress anymore? Throw some slippers, then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did the front there.
Yeah?
That'll be the mattress where the bed for.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
My brothers and sisters, at a time when we are suffering due to the bad policies of the Baumia-led economic management team, leading figures of the MPP like Chairman Wuntumi are destroying our water bodies in search of gold to satisfy their greed. To add insult to injury, they openly brandish their ill-gotten wealth which they acquired from poisoning our water bodies in our faces and mock us on top of it.
When you're friend of gold, when you're friend of gold, when you're tesoro, Sikakoko, Etinya Katanoa. Yawono and the Ghana and Yasipo. What I say? When you're friend of gold, what I say? And it's a solid money. Solid money. Solid money. What I say? Sas Kana Yano. What I say? Solid money. Solid. What is solid money? Maybe for be as a solid. Solid money. I'm talking about solid money. What I say? And your casa want to me was Sika. And your bango. And your gold. And to some God here I can watch me. Mammy Fabian class. So why? Solid money. We are talking about solid money. Solid money.
To stop this impunity, you and I must vote for change on December 7. Even Kennedy Japan of the MPP is calling for change.
I'm telling you, the situation we are in now, Ghanaians don't need change. Change needs Ghanaians.
Repeat that, please. So, and Ghanaians don't need change.
Ghanaians don't need change.
Change needs
us. It means that we've gone past change. The situation is worse. That the change itself now is saying that please come and let me change you. Yes. And when we talk to people, they all admit that we need change.
Vote wisely and vote John Mahama.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Industrialization is our only way out. Yes, we could be bankers and we could be insurers, but the machine is needed. Because when we wake up in the morning, we iron our clothes with machines, we cook our food with machines, we travel to work with machines, but none of the machines that we're building ourselves, which means we're buying everything from outside. We can't keep buying everything from outside when everybody is building things from inside, everywhere in the world. Dubai is doing it. Qatar is doing it. China is doing it. America is doing it. Every country is doing it. When it comes to Africa, we just want to import things. And you know it costs us money to import things. How do you give your cotton to somebody and they bring it back to you as shirt? There's 7 processes where you're going to turn the cotton to textile, to yard, and to pattern before it becomes a shirt. You miss all that process. You never thought your children had to do that. The reason why our cocoa is becoming a butter and it's coming from a different country because we're missing the 7 process. The processing is the plant. We need to bring these machines into our countries. We need to employ people. We don't need people to come and invest. We need to employ people. Now I have a policy here. This policy is called Snake's Revolution. And for the first time, I am bringing such a huge opportunity to insurance by turning insurance platform into banks. Making sure that this policy that holds snakes 10,000 that they will insure in the next 5 years of their life will guarantee them their accommodation when they need it. It will guarantee them their hospital bill when they need it. And it would also fix their education when they need it. Please, I know I don't have enough of this to give to everybody, but if you have a chance and you want to, scan it.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver, win, even if your bet misses.
Over the past 7 years, Ghana has witnessed remarkable progress and transformation under the NPP, from education, job creation, infrastructure, and healthcare. They have paved the way for a brighter future. Free SHS has given every child the opportunity to pursue their dreams. Major infrastructure projects have connected our communities, improved healthcare services, have enhanced the well-being of our citizens, and more jobs are being created through 1D1F.
With better roads, I can transport my goods easily and reach more customers. NPP has truly made a difference in my life, and I want them to continue with their bold solutions.
With the NPP support for tech and innovation, my business has thrived. I believe they have a vision to lead us into the next chapter.
The improvements in our healthcare system have saved many lives. Thanks to free SHS, I completed secondary school without worrying about school fees. I believe in the NPP's vision for the future, and I want them to lead the next chapter.
Join us in writing the next chapter of Ghana's success story. The NPP's bold solutions will lead us to a brighter future.
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Over the last 8 years, we've seen an insensitive government, a government that has made corruption the order of the day, and a government that has put most Ghanaians into poverty. In 2022 alone, 825,000 Ghanaians fell into poverty. As I speak to you now, 41% of Ghanaians are described as multidimensionally poor. Our unemployment rate is 14.7%, double what the current administration NPP came to meet. 2.1 million people unemployed. Most of them women, most of them young people at the prime of life who should be earning and taking care of themselves and basically building families. They are at home stuck with nothing to do, waiting for a change. John Mahama represents that change. He represents empathy, sensitivity, in contrast to the arrogance that we have seen over the last 8 years, in contrast with the selfishness that we have seen over the last 8 years. John is determined, as he has pronounced in the 24-hour economy, to rebuild this country with your help, with your support, with your energy, so that we can reconstruct our country and make it what it should be, able to feed all its people, able to house all its people, able to school all its people, and able to ensure that all its people are healthy.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet saver.
He's here, and he's also is he now ranking member?
Deputy ranking.
Okay, deputy ranking member on the Communications Committee in Parliament. He's a member of Parliament for the Ningo Pram Pram constituency, and he's virtually lost his name for a nickname. Okay, so he's more known for his nickname than his name. But he was named Samuel Nate George.
Morning, Randy.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed, highly favored, but worried.
Worried?
Very worried.
Okay, we'll come and deal with your worry later on. But with buy now, pay later with Metro, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. All you have to do is walk into any of MTN's service centers to choose your favorite from a wide range of mobile phones on offer. The best part is all phones come with up to 2 GB free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online. For the first 6 months after purchase, go and share the exciting news with your family and friends and stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN and Metro. And as Ghana gears up to make history at the ballot box, the nation's heartbeat quickens. And there's only one front row seat to the action, Election Central on Ignite Media. And here I'm talking about Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. It's your ultimate election compass, guiding you through the twists, turns, and triumphs of this pivotal movement. From the cluster of pre-election analysis to the live reportage of voting day drama and the post-match breakdown of results and reactions, we're a one-stop destination for accurate, balanced, and electrifying coverage. So join us on Election Central on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. Right. So, is that your word? How about what?
Last week we saw the presidential candidates of the leading political parties sign the Peace Pact. And I know that one of the things that the NDC had always maintained had been that we didn't want this to just be about political parties, but all the players in the space, security, judiciary. Andy, the Peace Council, the Christian Council, the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, the National Association of Charismatic Christian Churches, the Office of the Chief Imam. I think what's interesting what I'm about to say. The Ghana Armed Forces has questions to answer on activities that have happened in the past few days. Because those activities speak to undermine the peace of this country during the next elections. Randy, the Chief of Army Staff or the Chief of Defense Staff needs to address the country today.
Why?
And explain to us on the 31st of November, 3 days ago, a Ghana Air Force or Ghana Army CASA C295M plane with tail registration number GHF 550 departed Accra at 13:51 hours, 1:51 p.m. Landed in Tamale at 3:01 p.m. The contents on that plane when it landed in Tamale, we know, was offloaded into an ambulance with national security personnel. That same plane, CASA C295M, GHF 550 plate, left Tamale at 4:04 p.m. and headed for Kumasi, landed in Kumasi at 4:57 p.m. and again discharged part of his cargo, again into an ambulance with national security personnel manning the ambulance. Then on 1st of December, the same Casa plane first went to Abuja, flew back from Abuja to Accra, and left Accra at 1 p.m. on the dot to Tamale, again carrying a different cargo, again discharged into an ambulance. Randy, the crew, and I'm mentioning their name, and I want the American embassy and the European embassy that have stated that anyone who is going to be connected with undermining the peace of Ghana's democracy in the next election will be blacklisted. I'm mentioning the name of the crew to aid the international embassies in Ghana. The captain of the plane was Wing Commander Amo Hinaku. His 2IC on the plane was Group Captain Buedu, who also doubles as the Director of Air Operations of the Ghana Air Force. With them on that flight was Nyano Beko. The three of them. Randy, they should explain to us if they carry ballot papers and where those ballot papers came from on the 31st of November. And they should also come and explain if they handed over weapons, if they carried weapons aboard GHF 550, Ghana Air Force plane, and handed over to supposed national security personnel on the 1st of December. And why the national security is using ambulances to transport military cargo. Why is it that an officer at the airport in Tamale who witnessed this and recorded this has since 31st of November been kept in that room? His phone's confiscated. Randy, our eyes are monitoring the elements in our security services who want to be pliant to aid the destabilization of our peace. But I believe that the Ghana Armed Forces, the gallant men and professional officers, demand that our Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Air Staff immediately address the Ghanaian people and give us details of what it is they transported to Tamale aboard that flight. I've given the time of departure from Accra, the time of arrival, and what it is that they transported from Tamale to Kumasi, and what on the 1st of December again they brought, and why ambulances are being used to transport military cargo. We need those explanations. And Randy, it is very important that every Ghanaian is concerned about the movement of weapons and ballot papers, which are not part of what is being transported by the Electoral Commission.
But you do not have evidence to the effect that these were what were transported.
And that's why I've said that the suggestion is that this...
Did you say 31st November? You meant 30th?
30th November, sorry. Okay. The last day of November.
Okay. Oh, you had
30th November.
Okay.
30th November and 1st December.
30th November
and 1st December on Saturday and on Sunday. Okay. 30th November Saturday and 1st December Sunday. That's why I said the past 2 days, 3 days. Yes. So I mean the first one. 30th November, 1st December. It's extremely important that the military comes out to explain to Ghanaians what it is they were transporting and why the military transports cargo and puts them in national security's custody in an ambulance. Since when did the military or national security use ambulances to transport their cargo? Tamale and Kumasi. And Randy, I'm sure you have seen the post by Standobe.
Which post?
Leaves me very worried. Very, very worried.
Can I come on?
Oh, let me just wrap up and then...
Because, I mean, these are very...
Oh, yeah, it's all connected.
Okay.
Sending men and women to attack, shoot or harm the man of the people, John Dramani Mahama, while on his tour of the Ashanti region, will not guarantee you a free ride to the presidency. You just stood before the world signing a commitment to peace, which many saw through and know you are not sincere about. Has the National Peace Council and their consultant, Dr. Akwete, head of the attack on Central. Planning to attack NDC parliamentary candidates and John Mahama will make it easier to win Saturday's election. The Lord's armor is over him. Ghanaians will vote John Mahama on December 7 no matter what. Indeed, President Akufo must be concerned about his legacy and his name as he exits office and caution the hawks in his party. Randy, look, people were trained in a sanctuary to come and snatch ballot boxes. Yes. Randy, I'm not making Randy. If you let me land, Randy, if you let me land, Randy, I'm speaking about my constituency. It's Sanctuary borders my constituency. Yeah, but I'm telling you that even yesterday,
the fact that you are does not make it the evidence. And these are very, very serious allegations. And so, to make these allegations, you must provide me something of evidential value.
Randy, I'm the MP for Ningo Pram.
Yes.
The Sanctuary Training Center is right next to my constituency.
Yes.
Many of the officers, they actually didn't vote in my constituency and voted there yesterday.
Yes.
I would be an incompetent person if I don't know what's going on there. Look, as early as 2 weeks ago, I have hinted my police commanders, Randy, and yesterday, I received calls from persons who have been contracted to carry out this ballot snatching in my constituency, who were trained at the sanctuary. They are targeting Mataheko DA judges. I'm mentioning, and look, I'm mentioning them, and I'm using this to serve warning that if the police does not deal with those people, we will deal with them in Ngo Pram Pram. Mataheko DA JHS, Afienya Zongo, Afienya Liver Brothers, Afienya SDA, and Mango Tonya DA JHS in Mobole. They have targeted these places, they have recruited boys, trained them to come and create mayhem. Randy, you can say that some George is rumor mongering. We are going to be here. 7th of December is how many days away? But I'm serving this warning.
Have you reported this?
Officially, I have reported to the divisional command. I have.
So that's on record.
Yes, I have reported this to them. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That it's not as though I'm just sitting here and making allegations. I have gone to my police commander. In fact, I met him 3 days ago with my constituency chairman, my assemblyman for Afienya, and detailed to him the time of arrival of the tags, the places they are going to be operating in. Randy, the NPP knows that there is absolutely no pathway to victory for Mahmoud Bawumia. The only option they have is to unleash violence and mayhem. But let's serve warning. And I've done this in front of the Ministry of Interior during the office demonstration. Our constitution enjoins every Ghanaian, and that's the constitution there, to defend the constitution. Anybody who acts in a way to undermine this democracy is fighting the constitution. And the constitution gives you protection even if you arrest or kill in defense of our constitution. Any security officer, and I trust the men and women of the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Armed Service, Armed Forces, I know their competence and professionalism. Please, if any politician, whether he is NDC, MPP, CPP, or whichever party, tells you that as an officer of the Ghana Security Services, to turn your weapon on unarmed Ghanaian citizens, please shoot that politician and kill him. Because that politician is an enemy of our democracy. And Randy, we must be concerned. Again, you see, the Chief of Army Staff has a lot of, and Defense Staff have a lot of questions to answer. Lieutenant Colonel Okudu.
Who is he?
He's one of the commanders in the middle zone. He's the one who went on radio, on TV, publicly, saying that he's waiting for anybody to come out. He will beat the person.
Okay, so Sam, I watched that video.
How can a lieutenant cannot be making such comments?
I watched that video.
Yes.
I mean, safe to say that if he knew he was being filmed, perhaps he should have been more circumspect with his choice of words. But I tried to contextualize what he was saying.
And what's the context?
And I mean, I'm saying that some of the words he used were inappropriate.
So you agree with me? Then that's
yes.
all.
But so
Randy, you see, if it was a corporal,
I don't more.
Hey, Randy. No, Randy. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yes, Randy. Look, this is what they did in West West. Who created the problem? Was Sam George in Techiman's house? Was Sam George in Ablekuma Central? They killed 8 people. It was a dress rehearsal. Randy, when a man...
But all he said, what I heard him say was that...
Yes, that's the video.
All I heard him say was that when you finish voting, don't stay there and cause confusion. If you cause confusion, so and so and so and so. That's what he said.
Randy.
No, will be done to those who bring the law is what was inappropriate. But
no, we should be worried. A lieutenant colonel. Look, this was without any disrespect. Without any disrespect to corporals and sergeants. Without any disrespect to corporals and sergeants. If a corporal sergeant made that comment, but yes, yeah, I understand. But this is a lieutenant colonel, a commanding officer, and his prescription for possible crowd control.
No, it didn't work. I said if you break the law, if you come to disturb the peace.
Randy. Is the prescription for disturbance of peace in Ghana military brutality?
But you just told us on this show.
Randy.
Election, is it not there?
No, Randy. The military officer is trained for that job. He's trained not to engage in brutality. Randy, you see, this platform is big. Let's not trivialize this thing. We saw what happened in Ashama.
I'm not trivializing that. I'm just saying that.
Randy, if you know, listen, some of my constituents suffered the police brutality in Ashama. You don't have a lot of constituents in Ashama. They nearly came. He
was the one who was speaking when the thing
happened.
Yes.
So Randy, look, me, and because I have seen Ayaso West Wagon and lived it. Okay. No, Randy, you see, it is these things, it is this kinds of comments that would then send officers under him to go and act in excess of lawful authority. And that's why I'm saying that as a high-ranking military officer, he's not retracted, he's not apologized, and I'm happy you agree with me.
These are your friends?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, look at what they did. These are supposed. So when you have a commanding officer, and you remember, these people did this because Colonel Opoku, now Brigadier General Opoku, was commanding them. General Opoku, Brigadier General Opoku is now General Officer commanding Southern Command, Middle Belt. Lieutenant Colonel Kujo is under him. You have seen what the Emil Short Commission said about the kind of control and command structure Colonel Opoku then at National Security had, that he allowed the thugs to do this to unarmed Ghanaian citizens. Now you have the same Colonel Opoku, now General Opoku, in charge in Ashanti region, and you have a Lieutenant Colonel under him promising beating. Randy, when you have seen what Colonel Opoku and his men are able to do, you can't take it lightly. And that's why for me I'm saying that, look, this country, the Peace Council must go beyond the fanfare of signing the paper to beginning to name and shame perpetrators of this action.
Who is this?
This is one of the victims. This is Isha Oyaro. He was shot in the leg. Isha Oyaro was on his way to Europe to play for a Division 2. I've forgotten his name.
So these are all victims of
this is yes.
Okay. All right.
These are victims. Isha Oyaro, as a footballer, breadwinner, on his way to play for a Division 2 team in Europe. He's now bedridden.
Okay.
Look at what and don't forget, Colonel Opoku came and sat there and said that I brought people, and that they were only reacting to and that they only fired 6 warning shots. Warning shots have left these people. Look at them.
All right.
Breadwinners. So Randy, when you have seen this in Ghana at the hands of the very people who are now threatening beatings, and then you see them moving weapons or
I'm Randy. Where is the doctor? This.
Oh, Mamma mia.
That's Italian, eh?
I've listened to a lot from the honorable member of parliament.
Okay, let's hear the doctor.
And my brother Sam George.
Okay.
I wish some of the pronouncements are not being made on this public space, particularly on this platform, because we have about 4 days or 3 days to the elections. If you take Friday out of the equation. And we are looking at going for a very crucial elections where you want sober heads to prevail. You want people to go out there and vote their conscience and not be told that one allegation that has not been proven by any investigative body is being thrown out there to the public. My brother has said a lot of things, And the challenge is that he's not just a mere citizen. If an ordinary citizen sits somewhere to make those pronouncements, you would want to take it with a pinch of salt. But coming from a member of parliament, I think that it ought not to be done, including mentioning people's name.
You know what that's
I could sit here and, in the same fashion, mention a list of perhaps not even states, take them back. That's some of the things that he said here. Randy, I think that it ought not to be done, including mentioning people's name.
You know what that's
I could sit here and, in the same fashion, mention a list of perhaps not even state apparatus or state officials, members of opposition, and assign certain criminality to them and say that I have evidence. I could sit here, so by this time, so as A or B person, their cars, cargoes, loading weapons and other equipment into the person's house or warehouse. And once you ask me, do I have an evidence? So, because I'm a member of parliament, I receive information. Have you validated those information? One of the challenges that politicians do face in this country, particularly around this time, is being patronized by the citizenry. Sometimes people will give information. If you do not check it, you end yourself in trouble. Even on this set, I'm sure, Doug, you can attest to the fact that you've received several messages. When in the course of discussion, later on, when you do some background check, you realize that those are false. But people are pushing those information to you. So I do not expect a member of parliament to come to this national platform and make those wild allegations and wild claims, mentioning men and women of the uniform, including citing things that borders on criminality to them. That they're carrying weapons and ballot papers. To where and for who? And it's being carried in ambulances. What you have done is that even going forward, even if true be told, somebody is sick and is being carried away to a hospital or any health center by an ambulance, people would think about it twice before allowing the ambulance the pathway. You have created the impression that whenever you hear a siren from an ambulance, something untoward is happening. But these things do not happen. But you can do that. These things do not happen at all. And I'm thinking that over the years, I felt we've gone too far and we should do politics with some little bit of decency. Because this is so off. It ought not to be said here at all. The allegations are so completely off. Use the appropriate platforms to address these issues. One, on the issues of members of the armed forces doing something you suspect to be illegal. Member of parliament, my brother, use the appropriate platform to deal with this issue, not sit on TV. Perhaps if you have even spoken to them, you have gotten better information, and it's possible that the information you are getting from your alibis might not be the case. But we receive all kinds of information that turns out to be false.
They shouldn't speak to me, they should speak to the country.
They speak to which country? The next morning, another person, Asante Abua, will go and sit on another platform and say that the fire service, they are using their tanks to do ABCD. And say, speak to the country. My brother Randy will sit here and say, oh, the police, they are doing ABCD, and go and talk to them, ask and provide the evidence that you have. No, they should speak to the country. What kind of chaotic environment do you want us to create in the run to the elections? I think that we've gone far. For these elections, on the 7th, the good people of this country will go and vote. We know that the NDC will lose the election. I've already said it on this platform that Dr. Baumia is getting 51.3% of the valid vote cast. MPP is getting 149 seats in parliament in these elections. It is going to happen, and it's happening. It is not all these fears people are creating around and rumor mongering that will save the NDC. MPP is winning the elections. Then from there, you move on to another scheme the tramline schemes of assassinations. That's my brother Standogo put something on his Facebook. And he didn't mention names, all insinuations and innuendos that lose life. Do you think that anybody would be happy to see any of the frontliners, or even including other members who are running as presidential candidates, lose their life under any circumstance? We've seen military and police excesses and brutalities over the years. I mean, as a country, we have a history flowing from the eras of the AFRC, PNDC, NDC era, and all these moments where at one point or the other, we've seen the military or the police doing something that we all feel like they went beyond what is known, and they use brute force in addressing matters. We've known that all these people are brought to book at various times, and they've been dealt with. If you have evidence, provide him. You do not come and sit on radio or put something on Facebook and suggest that somebody's after former President Mohammed's life.
Share the videos now
that
of the aircraft.
No.
People have sent me the same videos, but because I have not,
you have to cross-check.
I haven't authenticated.
I've had this for days, and like I said, one of the people who even took the videos is currently in Gadroom.
My brother.
So I'm saying to you, when Richard sits here and says it's allegations, they are not.
But you do not have. So what was in there?
We put specific,
that were ballot papers,
and that's why we have said that they must come and tell us what it is. Look,
there's a lot at stake in these elections.
The more reason why
we cannot continue to go out there and create this sort of fear in the public domain. We cannot do that. It's not fear. It's demanding accountability. The issue about somebody trying to kill somebody. There's no evidence. Somebody has just put it out there. They've not reported the incident to the police. If indeed there's an iota of truth in that assertion, the first place to go to is to get to the police and report same to them, so that they will conduct investigation about your suspicion that somebody's after them. And ABCD have indicated that they want to, and those individuals will be arrested. Nothing like that has happened. We are here being told on national television that we should believe that. I mean, and another thing came through. People have been trying to snatch ballot boxes. For what? And what will be the importance of that? To go and train people to go and snatch ballot boxes. And we continue to hear this in every election. And all come from politicians. Embodying others to go out there to do evil. I think we need to understand that there's a lot at stake. It's elections that we all know that the good people of Ghana will exercise their franchise and decide who is going to take the country forward. We are not ready to go back again. We gave President Mahama the opportunity to say he's done his part. We know what we witnessed during this reign. For the country to move forward, I do believe that the best person to guarantee us that will be Dr. Bawumia. All these allegations about planes moving around, going to take their codes and tracking the movement of flights and all, those things are unnecessary without providing verifiable evidence to that. You cannot continue to throw things out there without providing anything to substantiate it. And I think that we need to move away from that and let the people know. Let your message win you an election. If you think that you can do better, provide solid message to people. Let people decide based on that. Do not excite your base. At every point in time, it does appear that our brothers from the NDC, their communications seem to excite their base. You see that various security agencies or individual men in uniform, all these things are not helpful. We should move away from that. I mean, it's unnecessary.
Okay. All right. Okay. So,
Randy.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Nobody's inciting anything. I've not sat here. Allegations, when you say things false allegations, there's no evidence, it's conjecture. I have given you details, takeoff times, landing times of specific aircraft, told you what the actions of those aircraft have been. And I've gone ahead to say that this is the allegation and suspicion. It behoves on the security services to engender trust in the public by saying, okay, yes, this flight happened. This is what was on the flight, or this is why an ambulance was used. It is unusual for an ambulance. It's a different, when you say people are yes, we know the Air Force does medical transport. But when the Air Force is doing medical transport, the medical transport is not in the bag. It's on a stretcher. When things are in bags, stuffed bags, you have every right to ask questions. So when you see
the content is not known to you.
And
those are suspicions.
No, listen, that's what you should bear in mind. That not everybody in the service today is happy about everything that's going on. The same way in 2016, and Richard, you know this, you've been former Deputy Director of Elections. In 2016, you got intelligence from within the system, even though you were outside of the system. You cannot sit here and pretend that you don't know that every time there are people who may not necessarily be happy with the existing system and what is going on. But because of the structure of the security services, have to comply with all. And so people speak. Like I said, it is not the Chief of Defense Staff or Chief of Army Staff. It is not anybody in the council. Listen, and that's why I'm saying that. That's why we have said. And we're asking for the security services. Brigadier General Agrifin, Director of Communications.
Have you reached out to him?
Why should I reach out to him? I've reached out to him here.
On this platform.
He must speak. Look, Richard, there is no bigger platform than here. When he had to do with my constituency, what did I say? I have gone to report to my district commander. I have lodged a formal complaint with my district commander, with my constituency. This is a national issue. This is talking about Tamale and subsequent movements from Tamale to other northern regions in the Upper East, Upper West, and all. It's important that the military engenders trust in their activities leading up to the election. So when we make this calls, it is not rumor mongering. It is to engender confidence in the process. Listen, when the NDC came out and said that biometric machines were stolen or missing at the EC, at first there was a denial. Eventually the EC came out and said, okay, yes, we are investigating it. It tried to add to it. When recently the ballot paper, one got stolen, the special voting ballots, one got stolen. As soon as we mentioned it, the EC came out and said,
yes. He discovered it themselves through national security. That intel did not come from the NDC.
But the point I'm making, when they saw it and they spoke about it, what do you believe it has done? It's not engendering trust in the activity.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all we're asking. So it's important. So don't try to create a shield.
No, of the things you're putting out there. That's
the more reason why we can't push it out.
Suggesting that there were weapons and ballot papers.
Exactly the point.
Do you have proof of these
yes.
materials?
Yes, and that's why we are saying that
they were in bags.
But the bags were not. The bags did not walk themselves. Human beings carried the bags. Human beings transported the bags. Human beings were the ones who loaded them onto the Casa flight. Human beings were the ones who offloaded them.
They were printed in Nigeria.
Oh, I didn't say they were printed in Nigeria.
But I said you came from Nigeria.
No. I said that I gave you the trajectory of the flight, the movement of the flight on the 1st of December. It went to Abuja to pick sport. Yes, Randy.
I'm sure that your party,
yes,
at this stage you are, I can say, a leading member of your party. Not senior, but leading.
Thank you.
He is now to the military high command or the hierarchy.
Yes.
I'm sure that some of these concerns ought to be raised with them, because there are people who also raise the issue of causing fear and panic amongst the electorate.
Yes.
And that maybe a much more appropriate way would be to raise these concerns with them, and if there are any explanations they give you, unless there's a reason why you think that making public disclosures first are...
I agree perfectly with you that the NDC has its channels with the security apparatus. But Randy, the NDC owes a responsibility to the Ghanaian people. This information has been shared with the security team of the NDC, those who do that interfacing. But Randy, you may not understand the magnitude of this platform, but I know you do. You have single-handedly built the biggest platform on morning TV. In fact, I dare say on TV in Ghana. Randy, in Kewome, then about 6 minutes. But if we had just done this with a letter, you may get a response on the 10th of December.
NDC.
And so, Randy,
there's motive for everything.
All we are saying. And you see, Randy, let me just use this opportunity.
Let me ask this small question.
I was going to say
from
something,
the airport at Tamale.
Yes.
Where did those materials go to?
You want me to give you all those details? You want me to give you all of those details? And the officer, the captain who led the convoy.
Already
we have all of those information. But listen, Randy, yesterday we had special voting. All of those ballot boxes have been kept in the armories of the police service. We trust the Ghana Police Service to do a fantastic job. We trust the Ghana Police Service to ensure that all seals in all armories across the country remain intact. But I urge vigilance on the part of my party members. We are supposed to be present every day to ensure running shift, the 24-hour economy. We are running shift at the police armories with the policemen to ensure the integrity of all the ballot boxes. This is a clarion call to our youth wing, the Green Army, to ensure that they run shift at every police armory across the country. Because you see, seals were put on ballot papers and sent to the armory in Eastern region. We woke up in the morning and the seal was off. And the police came and told us that the seal fell off. Randy, you have been deputy director of election, Richard. You see, you are laughing. As the director of communication, but you're laughing. You've done elections before.
Oh, yeah.
You know the way those seals are.
I've actually represented my party in the printing house in the past.
And Richard, me and you know, those seals, they don't just fall off like that. Except you want to tell me that the seal was not locked.
Well, when they were throwing them about.
When they were throwing them, you're laughing.
You know, this is...
The seals, those seals, even to take them off, even with scissors, at times you have to struggle. So, but those seals fell off. So let us not go. The Green Army, the youth wing, please don't go to bed. Don't assume. That's the bag. See the seal. Don't assume that because it's in the registry or the armory, you are going home to sleep. The vigilance must start from today. Run a shift 24 hours at the armory. Don't interfere with the police work, but be present there to be sure that nothing goes out, nothing comes in until those boxes are taken out after the close of election on the 7th of December. We will break the seals, our party seals we've put there, and then ensure that the votes that the security services and electoral commission staff and all special voters, Randy, I'm confident with the exit polls we did that with the security services, the special voting that happened yesterday, President Mahama has secured 68.45% of special voting. That is like a landslide move.
Look at that.
A serious exit poll, 68.45%, almost 69% of all the special voting
in the special voting.
Straight for President Mahama. We must protect it. Nobody must switch it. Nobody must, especially the presidential one. Please, Richard, even if people walk with your head on the floor, election way.
Don't worry, me and you will be here on the 9th.
Oh, Kashegbe.
And
my brother, we are not waiting till the 9th. On the 8th, you will call me and congratulate me. On the 8th of December.
The way you
before lunchtime.
The way you guys are busy.
The heaven of our nation. Our nation is bleeding. But you see, this country is a nation that is a Ghanaian. And God has risen in anger. And in vengeance and annoyance, he will rain down his wrath on the MPP, especially the MPP led by Nana Dodanko Kufuado and Bawumia for the evil that they have caused. You see, Randy, a man who used the name of God.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. Wait. You see, Randy, wait. Let me land, please. You will get the chance. Randy, you do not blaspheme God. You do not take the name of God in vain. President Akufo-Addo promised. Richard, let me land. President Akufo-Addo promised God a cathedral. I will build a temple to you, and that's how kings of old, when they were going to war, said to God, "We will build an altar for you. Lead us into battle." And they built the altars. He took them into battle and brought them back. President Akufo-Addo said, "I will build you a cathedral. I will build you a temple." What has he done? He's built a statue to himself, a statue of Baal to himself. Randy, the same President Akufo-Addo who says, I'm a Christian, went to the Anglican Church investiture and said, LGBTQ will never happen under my watch. Today, he is conniving with the judiciary to make sure that the bill Parliament signs. That's after the election. Yes, after the election.
But has Ghana,
they are
Ghana
waiting,
comes to an end.
They are waiting for the election to end. And wait, Randy, on the 18th, they won't give a judgment.
Why?
Oh, because they want to wait till after 7th of January. Why? But you know why President Akufo-Addo cannot sign it? See this book I'm holding here.
What's that?
I don't know if your cameras can zoom. Days of Love. This is the reason why. This is the reason. Oh, wait, Massa.
I just want to understand so that I will focus.
See, I don't have your beard, Sam. Wait, let me finish. Days of Love. Randy, this book I'm holding. And I have known from day one that President Akufo-Addo can never sign the bill. You know why? This book by Elisa Rowe, Days of Love, celebrating LGBTQ history, one story at a time. Go with me to page 200.
Hold on.
Wait.
We'll check the Days of Love later.
Oh, no, let me just land on it. Once I'm opening it, let me just open it. I'm opening.
Which one?
Page 246.
What's that?
Page 246. Paul Dankwa and Peter Pollock.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh no, Randy, this is evidence of President Akufo-Addo's familial ties with LGBTQ.
Okay.
Why he can never see. Oh, Randy, let me read to the Ghanaian people. Let them see that President Akufo-Addo's family is involved.
No, Sam.
He can't sign the bill.
Sam, please.
And Bawumia is supporting him.
Randy,
please. Oh, Randy, why? You don't want me to expose the truth?
It's okay.
If you go, no, Randy, Randy, why? Are you also supporting the president to fight the bill?
It's okay.
Randy, in Leake of Sumoyi.
No, it's okay.
Look, Randy, I've met your wife. You love the fair things of life. You don't support LGBTQ. So why are you doing what you are doing?
No, it's fine.
But why? What's fine? You don't want me to read to people?
No, we've seen the book Days of Love.
Yes, but let me read.
Who's the author?
Elisa Rowe.
That's fine.
No,
that's
and let me know. Page 246.
No
President
problem.
Akufo-Addo's cousin, JB Dankwa's son.
Sam.
Oh, Osumani Makiame.
It's fine. Let me hear you.
I find it even difficult to know the topic.
Just go on.
So then, if you don't know what to say, it's okay. We can continue.
He's all over the place, saying all kinds of
in your impression, in your mind.
Just go on.
At this moment, he jumps onto President Akufo-Addo.
You've taken notes, so follow your notes.
And I do not want to
follow your notes.
And then Sam comes with his own topics, and that's what is being discussed.
Oh,
and that's what we are doing. You literally have changed, because we have not been reviewed anything on the newspapers. You came with topics, and you are literally directing what ought to be discussed.
Oh, which is really unfair. Are you suggesting that Dr. Randy Abe does not have control over his own thoughts? Are you trying to undermine the authority and integrity and abilities of Dr. Randy Abe?
Are you done?
Multiple morning show host winner of the year, RTP Award, and Media Award. Are you undermining him? Look, you people do the MP. You are constantly undermining the MP.
Let's make progress.
Here you take a swipe at the president.
Rachel, let's go.
Here he takes a swipe at the president.
I'm not taking a swipe. Again,
and
fact.
Describes the president in unprintable ways.
Oh, Randy, I want to import you. What unprintable ways did I use?
Let him explain himself.
What unprintable ways?
Sam, let's hear him. Sam, let's hear him.
Dan, I'm a Mali okay for one.
And create the impression that the president is evil. Oh, and perhaps even the heavens have won't fight the MPP and fight this election.
But did I say the president is evil? I didn't call him the Nebuchadnezzar. I didn't call him the Nebuchadnezzar. I didn't say he's evil.
Sam, let's hear him.
I said the president is evil. I didn't say so.
Take notes.
Hey, Mali.
Just take notes.
Your pen, but I can add my pen.
Just take notes.
No, I use digital pen. Me, I'm a proper digital man.
Okay, take notes.
But I didn't call the president Nebuchadnezzar. Why you say I say he's evil?
All those things.
Yes.
Oh. Then talks about national country ever done that.
Oh yes, no president has just stolen the purse.
Do you understand that? He spoke about a president who has provided free education for kids.
Wait, nobody has done that before. FQ was what?
No, please let him.
We are talking about a president who, in terms of infrastructure development, road networks, no president in our history can compare Akufo-Addo and MPP has done. So the screaming will not do any good to the NDC. What it is that the people of this country, they've seen the development that have been done across the country. The president who, through the One District One Factory, have been able to put together in excess of 140 factories across the country. We are looking at a president who, until he came to power, we have around 50 ambulances that were not even in good shape. Now every constituency in the country has ambulances working. Teachers, the number of teachers who have been employed, in excess of 2.5 million people have been employed by this administration in terms of Ghanaians. In terms of what this government has done, in terms of what this government has done, you cannot compare any president or any government in our history to what President
I knew you before you came into government. What has happened to you?
Your job creation figure is false. It is not founded on any shred of evidence.
Are you kidding me?
I will give you 10 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
I'll give you uninterrupted 10 minutes. Will you allow me to speak? I can give you 10 minutes uninterrupted to prove that employment figure.
Oh, but you speak to prove that. I'll send you documents. I'll send you the document when I'm done talking. I'll send it to your phone because there's a lot that I need to talk to. I'm not going to dwell only my but the people.
He's running away from me.
And there's evidence to that. Okay, and it's easy to get these numbers from SNIT, from the private sector. You will know
how many registered SNIT? How many people are registered on SNIT? You say you've created 2.7 million jobs. You have less than 2
allow you to speak.
No, but we should let people know that
allow you to speak.
I have the question. He has answered.
I said, I'll give you those documents. It's easy to find out.
Oh,
you see. And you sit on this platform and speak even of the president. What is that? And then this is the mindset of the NDC. If NDC is not in government, if President Mahama is not in government, whoever is in the helm of affairs is evil and is not doing anything good. NDC has not spoken well of any president who is not from the NDC. Look at all the things that this country has achieved over the short period. I mean, we can allow that. You can be cynical. Those things you can continue to do. But the good people of this country know what has been done by the president and by the government of NPP. And those things are obvious. LGBT. The president has said it on countless occasions that he does not support it and is against it.
But who takes the president seriously when he speaks? Who takes his word
seriously? The vice president and the candidate and by the grace of God, the next president of the Republic, Dr. Baumia, has said that on countless occasions. We know that the issues have been brought before the Supreme Court. And the president, being a law-abiding citizen, and also the first gentleman of the land, would have to wait for those judgments to be made before he signed to that. If tomorrow Supreme Court is done with it, the president will do it.
The president's conduct doesn't support what you're saying.
It supports it. Because it's mentioned
I say it doesn't support it because there's a case on e-levy, but he went ahead to sign it. So there is an inconsistency.
You can raise that. But I'm talking about the fact that the president decided not to sign that.
I'm just saying that you raised e-levy.
The discussion is on...
Chief, you raised the issue that the president, as a law-abiding citizen and as the first gentleman of the land, decided not to take a decision because there was a matter before court. And I am telling you that he hasn't been consistent in that regard. So you cannot...
You can raise that. That's what I'm telling you. You can raise that. But I'm saying that the president is waiting for that. And you go and pick a book and start talking all kinds of things. I mean, in this country...
But if he says, I just want to pick a book and I'm talking all kinds of things, you need to let me read to him. No, Randy, he says, I am reading...
He hasn't said anything.
Randy, he says, I pick a book and I'm saying all kinds of things.
Relationship with people who has that believe and perform those things. You cannot go past President Mahama and talk about anybody in this country.
Okay.
You cannot.
President Mahama, how?
But President Mahama's book, in my first coup d'etat, who did this forwarding for him?
Who did what?
Who did the forwarding in terms of the book?
Which forward?
The book, the forward.
Are you sure you know what you are talking about?
I'm talking about.
You're completely confused.
No, are you sure?
Of course, I know what I'm talking about. We know.
So if I generate for you the forward of that book, if I generate,
I know for a fact that Mr. Andres. That's what I'm saying, that I'm surprised that we've not even discussed any other issues, but the things you brought to the studio.
You're saying things that you have no evidence of. You started with forward. Then you went on to critical role. Then you went on to.
And he didn't play a critical role in
what role did he play?
He didn't. The president didn't admit to that.
Depart from that. You have no evidence.
Mama Ega was not forced to write a statement debunking what he said earlier.
President Akufo-Addo's cousin, Paul Dankwa, is buried to his gay lover. He's buried to his gay lover in Morocco.
These are unnecessary.
President Akufo-Addo's cousin, who he stayed with, is buried to his gay lover in Morocco.
What is all that?
Gentlemen, let's have some order.
No, we have order around it, but if he's making allegations without evidence,
will
you allow me? He said all kinds of things.
Depart from things you have no evidence of.
But evidence.
Let's make progress.
But evidence.
It doesn't matter.
Because you are aware that this is what's going to be discussed. That's why you brought it.
I've been carrying this book around for weeks.
Okay, but if I knew that there will be opportunity to, I would have also brought those things. So for me, these are things that are unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Yeah, bread and butter matters. That need to be discussed. So when we come to the studio with topics that we've had and force the discussion into that, it's unnecessary. Look at all the things that we've discussed this morning. Allegations. No evidence providing that. But he had opportunity to list all those allegations without it being substantiated. When you say it, so I have the list on my phone. Somebody writes a book, you pick it, come and sit at the studio. If I'm told that we can do that, I could bring 1,001 books and come and read about NDC, the officials and all of that. I'm not interested in these things. It's completely bogus. I'm not interested in
You
this.
don't read.
I'm not interested in that. It's bogus. It's just really bogus. It has no importance to our country forward march.
Okay. So, Richard,
that's all.
You're done. Okay, all right. We'll take a break. When we return, there are some other issues that we'll look at.
It seems like it's one-sided.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Mahama once said,
have you been offered a bribe before?
As a human being?
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency and development. Esuro.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa.
Celebrate Christmas full with goodies only at Electromart, your world of electronics.
Allow history to be the judge of how I have served my nation. How well I have done my part in running my lap of that relay. What that verdict will ultimately be, I cannot say. I can only say that I have done my best, giving my all.
In almost 8 years, what is the verdict of this proclamation?
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone may kafan who's our angel.
Say one day,
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra.
Of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward. so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800 177 177 or 0302 245 906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
Mahama once said,
have you been offered a bribe before?
As a human being?
As a person?
Any human being in the world would have encountered, corruption in a way, one way or the other.
Dada Noir. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development. Esuro.
A home is never complete without the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you are returning home from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Discover the perfect balance of modern living and natural beauty with flexible installment plans available to make your dream home a reality. Our 2- and 3-bedroom houses offer spacious interiors, elegant designs, and all the comfort your family needs. Experience a lifestyle of convenience, progress, and security. Each home is crafted with care, ensuring your family enjoys every moment. Rehoboth Havens is more than just a gated estate. It's a vibrant community. From safe playgrounds to serene surroundings, it's the perfect place for families to thrive. Join a growing community that values safety, comfort, and affordable housing. Your future starts here. Rehoboth Havens, where your housing dream becomes a reality. Visit www.rehobothsocialhousing.com to learn more.
I believe that where we are now as a nation, you need bug in the tech sector. At home, in everything that he does, he's a hands-on person. He's a hands-on leader, and he's somebody who is able to empathize with people who are in difficulties. Digging ourselves out of the rut that we have been pushed in will require somebody who will be able to lead us to do this. I believe that John and the NDC are the right people to do this work. I hope that you all take the country at heart and vote for John on the 7th of next month.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still me on the show. I have Dr. Richard Asante Abua and then the Honorable Samuel Nati George. But you've all been there. You've placed the perfect multi-bet and it's all going your way until it's not. And one or more picks let you down. Well, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses. Even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. All right. So, Richie, last week we were here discussing another decision. So they reversed the earlier directive restricting media access to constituency and regional centers. This means that all media houses who are accredited by or media personnel accredited by the Electoral Commission to cover the elections will have access to all the collation centers, be they constituency or regional. And the EC announced that yesterday after internal discussions and consultations with key media stakeholders. And it says that media professionals with photo accreditation to cover polling stations will now be permitted. Announced that this week, they dropped a teaser that this week they were going to publish something about the National Service Scheme in their latest investigations. Okay. Now, we're told that the National Service Scheme, through its Director General, had written to the Fourth Estate. In fact, the Fourth Estate wrote to them requesting an interview on the 27th of November. And the Director General wrote to the Fourth Estate that the Director Estate, went ahead and dropped the teaser that, okay, well, if you will not be able to grant us the interview, we're going to go ahead with our findings. So, here we go. The National Service Authority has gone to court. The High Court General Jurisdiction 2, and they have applied for an order for interim injunction, ex parte. So it's National Service Authority versus Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, Evans Aziamomense, and William Jalula. And they say upon reading the affidavit of Angela Ohene Boatin, House number 11, Gospel Street, Domi Pillar 2, the head of the Research Monitoring Evaluation, deposed 2-4, and on behalf of the plaintiff applicant herein, filed on the 2nd day of December 2024 in support of the motion ex parte for an order of West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, Evans Aziamomense, and William Jalula. And they say upon reading the affidavit of Angela Ohene Boatin, House number 11, Gospel Street, Domi Pillar 2, the head of the Research Monitoring Evaluation, deposed 2-4, and on behalf of the plaintiff applicant herein, filed on the 2nd day of December 2024 in support of the motion ex parte for an order of interim injunction. And upon hearing Dominic Brenyotri, Esquire, as counsel for plaintiff stroke applicant herein, it is hereby ordered that the defendants stroke respondents, its previous servants, agents, assigns, and interested parties are hereby restrained from putting out any purported investigative report concerning the plaintiff stroke applicant and his staff until their side of the subject matter of the investigation is heard and included in the said report. The interim injunction is to remain for 10 days. Okay, so that's the order really. So the National Service Authority has secured an ex parte injunction against Fourth Estate from airing the investigative report when until they receive their side. And like I said earlier on, the Fourth Estate wrote to them asking for interviews from the Director General and other personnel. The Director General responded that his out of jurisdiction will only be available on the 10th, and that all the other staff that he also requested to speak to will only be available on the 10th. And on the basis of the teaser, they have secured an ex parte injunction. 10th, yes, 10th of December. Okay, so Richie, let me start off with you. EC first, and then this one.
I think the last time when we had these EC discussions, we unanimously agreed that the EC ought to speak to the bodies that governs these media personnels, and we spoke about Kiba, Primpad, and Ghana Journalists Association, that all of them ought to be brought on board to have further discussions and see how we can have an arrangement acceptable to all. And I think this is the best way forward. I must say that solutions for problems that confront us as a people are with us. The only way we can sort of get them is when we open the avenue and give a wider platform for engagement once those things are done, you are certain that solutions will be gotten, and a workable one, of course. And I think everybody's happy with this. They allow a proper sunshine in the whole enterprise. You do not want to give room for people to speculate. This moment, the list of misinformation or disinformation can degenerate and create mayhem for the country. So we want the media to be at their best. By being at their best, you want a lot of them and everybody who is interested to participate in the process. So I do believe that it's a very right decision. It's a good call. We embrace it, and we pray that going into the future, the EC must adopt this posture, do more engagement, and find a better way of communicating. I mean, because all these things could have been prevented if in the earlier discussions, all these institutions have been brought on board. But better late than never. We can take it and move on as a country. The other subject is that of the National Service and fourth estate. I mean, for me, it is fair for National Service to ask that their inputs ought to be secured in terms of knowing their side of the story before the investigative piece is put out there. This is fair, natural justice. You want that situation to happen. So I do believe that 10th is just around the corner, which is really next week. So if they are asking that...
How on earth should any public officer or public officers, when there is an investigative piece against you, and the agency or the paper or the establishment writes to you and say that, look, we are doing this, we need to speak to you, we need to speak to other people. Say that, for me, the Director General and all the others, we can only be available in some 15 days or so.
I think, there's another thing we need to look at. They wrote to them on 27th of November.
And then you go to court.
27th of November.
You go to court and seek an injunction to prevent them from...
27th of November.
Yes.
That's when they wrote.
Yes.
It is possible that the letter might have gotten to them either the same day or a day after, or 2 days or 3 days before they received the letter. They need to also write back to them. They will also wrote back to them, indicating that they will need this number of days because they raise the subject matter. Apart from being available, you also have to put information and evidence to substantiate or to either, one, agree to whatever is being put across, or information to deny that whatever is being put across is false. You need to put all those information together. They are not asking for 1 month. They are asking for 10 days. 10 days is perhaps next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I think that is fair. I mean, they can perhaps wait and get those details. Put it in their investigative piece before they release it. It helps with the discussion so that you have both sides of the issues being projected to the populace. I think that is fair. To the media personnel.
The injunction is against Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, Ivan Saziamo Mensah, and William Jalula. Not so?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I see the mischievous question that you asked.
Oh, no. I'm just confirming from the face of the document. Yeah. Oh, no. That's what's on the screen. So that's the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, Ivan Saziamo Mensah, and William Jalula. So these are the people who have been injuncted. Not so.
But whoever tries to put it out there, aside these individuals, should also know that the aspects of the side of the National Service has not been captured. So really, it will be better to sort of wait, just Wednesday, Tuesday, and get those aspects, unless it is being used for a particular end. If it's not for a particular end, and you need some 4 or 5 days to get those information and publish it, obviously, I think the media could wait, because I'm sure it didn't take them 10 days to finish their investigation. It might have taken them perhaps longer, much longer, because investigation sometimes can take 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, and even sometimes more than a year. So if it takes you that, and somebody's asking for about 10 days to be able to organize themselves, and also because they are out there They were not aware that you are bringing such a thing. And state institutions must continue to work. And they are working for the betterment of the country. So if you need better and further particulars, just give them this and get those. And I think that my brother Brahma would listen to this. I'm sure it's not much that they're asking from him.
Okay. Sam.
Randy, I believe that common sense has prevailed on the Electoral Commission's original position. I agree with Richard that it serves the purposes when you do broader stakeholder consultation before you take some of these decisions. Unfortunately, the Electoral Commission has not shown that penchant. They rather shown a knack for running solo without consulting stakeholders and always ending up in a very difficult situation in quagmire. And I think that this should be a lesson for them and other public institutions. I mean, in the interest of accountability, how do you reduce the number of media houses? I've tried to understand the rationale and what the thinking was. I can't wrap my head around it. But once it's been resolved, I think we'll just move on from it. Now to the issue of the court's injunction. And it's interesting how everybody wants to push everything beyond the elections. People don't want to be accountable when the elections are actually about accountability. So, National Service has questions, they are government people. And don't forget, in 2016, one of the big things Akufo-Addo and Richard campaigned on was President Mahama's own investigation and prosecution of the then people at the National Service Secretariat for ghost names. You remember? It was President Mahama, his own government. He caused BNI to investigate. He caused the arrest and prosecution of over 140 people at National Service Secretariat. Richard and Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia used it to campaign, the same National Service Secretariat. I don't know if you remember. Now, President Akufo-Addo, we all know, he and Bawumia, they have an aversion to fighting corruption. They like one more say, ube kweti akata shisheni prayer. Can okay, jumikeni manokuno asubeka. So we understand. And like President Mahama, who would investigate and run a sunlight campaign, Nanado covers corruption. Nanado and Bawumia cover up corruption. Because, I mean, like I've always said, the Bawumia Nanado government has been the biggest beneficiary of political corruption in the history of Ghana. So they will not investigate. You want me to give you proof? 5 million contaminated liters of oil at Boss.
Let's make progress. We don't have time.
I was going to give him a litany of corruption. Good. And so, Randy, because they will not fight corruption, Media Foundation for West Africa, like Anasari Mayao, like Manasseh Azuri, have gone to do their own investigation. Okay, Masa, we have evidence that you are doing ABC. Come and tell us what your push is. All the people in management say they are not available till the 10th after the election, after the accountability is over. Yeah. Wait, Randy, is the National Service Secretariat not supposed to be running?
It is running. They have not
not
said that the Secretariat is not running.
So if the Secretariat is running, why are all the management people unavailable?
So
till after the election?
The Fourth Estate is requested to speak with specific persons.
Yes.
And
who are all in management?
The entity says that all those people are not available. They will all be available on the 10th of December.
Are we going to pay them salary for the first week of December that they say they are
but if they say they are unavailable, it doesn't mean they are not working.
For the
so they are not available to respond to the investigation.
Randy,
remember 10th is next week.
How do we sit back and allow people who are accused of corruption and alleged criminality?
We don't know what they are accused of.
If it wasn't corruption and criminality, they would have run to court to go and get an injunction, ex parte injunction, and say that they don't want the matter ahead. if it was to praise them for the good job they are doing.
It is possible.
What is possible? You see, that's the scam people are talking about. If the expose was to praise them,
the service is going to court ex parte for an injunction to stop the Fourth Estate from publishing the work.
Yes.
Without their input.
Yes. Okay. And I'm saying that if the work the Fourth Estate had done is complementary of the work that they are doing and paints them in a good light, they will not have gone ex parte to court.
Whatever must be shown can be shown after the elections.
No, Randy.
No, I'm saying that's what it means.
Yes, but you see, in this same country,
they say they are not available.
In this same country,
they did not factor the elections.
They'll be available after the election.
10th of December.
After the election. The election is 7th of December.
There are series of
and that's what I'm saying that. And that's what I'm saying that it just lets you see the difference between John Mahama and his government, and Bawumia and his government.
Sam George, yes. Assuming that a newspaper and investigative agency wrote to you that they're investigating something with respect to your tenure as MP or something in Parliament, your committee or something, and then you happen to be on a parliamentary assignment, and therefore will not be available at the time they want the interview, won't you write to them to indicate your unavailability and when you will be available?
Randy.
Yes.
Thanks to COVID, now people know about Zoom and Microsoft Meet and Teams, Google Meet and Microsoft Teams.
Teams will demand providing paper documentary.
If that were the case,
the paper documentary
excuse you guys.
The paper documentary, they don't have a scanner at the National Service Secretariat. They don't have an email. What are you talking about?
You are asking a specific individual.
Randy. So if the president, wait. If the president wants to meet the National Service Secretariat officers who are mentioned, would they then tell the president they are available till the 10th of December?
I'm saying that the persons are not.
Wherever you are in
what's
this
your
world.
challenge? The man is not available. The individuals are not available. What's your challenge?
Randy.
10th is next week. They'll be available.
After the election.
Why? Are you saying that the expose had something to do with the election?
Randy. You know why me?
Yeah, behaving like they are doing the work of NDC. No, they are just
Richard,
media outfits doing their work. And I know Sule over the years.
I was quiet.
He's doing his work. It has nothing to do with politics, right? He's serving the country. Right after the
Dr. Santi Yeboah.
Dr. Richard and Dr. Randy, Dr. RR. Can you people let me in? I don't get doctorate. Can I speak?
10th will come.
Randy.
Next week.
Randy.
Next week they can get all the information they need.
You know what? You know why I'm not really
now they are working.
You know why I'm not really perturbed?
Lie.
Randy, you know why I'm not really perturbed? You know why I'm not really perturbed?
No, why are you?
Because by the time they will be responding on the 10th to the Media Foundation for West Africa, John Mahama will be president-elect. He would have started the formation of Operation Recover All Loot, oral. And if that's the caveat, the subject of the investigation borders on corruption and loot of public resource, I rest assured that whether they run away from accountability before 7th of December or not, they would pay an account for every action of theirs and inaction of theirs with Operation Recover All Loot under John Mahama from 7th of January 2025. So this is a clear case of you can run, but you cannot hide. Because with John Mahama,
just want to ask questions.
Richard.
If there's nothing, then they should go ahead.
The people are not available.
So they should show. Then later they can respond to it. People send their rejoinders all the
time.
They've
rejoinders. But it's not fair.
No.
The same sort of people.
If I were investigating an issue and I reached you and I couldn't get you, I go ahead and say that when I reach you for your comment,
you are unavailable.
So when you do not make yourself available, then you can go ahead and release it.
But the people are not making themselves available.
When you be available,
you don't determine when.
Particularly when the time that you are asking is not unduly.
You don't determine
foreseeable future.
Randy,
it's just about 10 days.
Randy,
and which is next week Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yehovah, Richard Bupani. Who pioneer? You know, Randy, you know what I'm surprised? Because when you meet Richard, it's the beard. Something's happening. Yeah, because when you meet Richard doing his business and doing academia, very honest, dignified young man. Then when he comes to defending MPP and graft and the corruption in the government, it's like Randy. Randy. This
is very damn.
No, Randy. Randy. It's like what you said. No. It's like what you said. It's like his beard. Part is black, part is white. So when he's doing his business and doing academia, the white.
But this is unfair to me.
When it comes to politics, it's the black.
No, this is unfair to me.
What's unfair? When the man said I was telling lies here, and I said another was evil, was that fair?
To straighten and let me draw that.
Reputation.
It's not
Richard, I have not undermined. I said you are a fine gentleman, but when it comes to politics, use that finesse.
I'm fine.
Oh no. When it comes there, then it looks like the beshi, the bili inside of you begins to manifest.
I'm sure the program must come to an end.
You said that, okay, so somebody's asking me whether the National Service people will be around to vote.
I mean,
they will be around to vote.
But
they will come after 10th.
It's a Saturday.
So the Friday before, they can't do.
It's a public holiday.
Which one is a public holiday?
Friday is a public holiday.
Yes, Friday is.
But the Thursday?
The Thursday, they are still not around. They are not available.
You see the Pogo
on the 10th.
You see the Pogo Bili. Right now, reaching the city here, he knows the itinerary of National Service.
I mean, the people said it in their they are not available. Right? This is 10 days. Only 10 days.
It's not me.
I don't want us to get the impression that Ghana is coming to an end this week. No. Ghana continue to flourish.
No. And
Baume is winning the elections.
The theft, the corruption, the abysmal governance is coming to an end on Saturday.
Who told you?
I'm telling you.
Stop dreaming, my brother.
So anyway, let's end on this one.
Cicera and the Stars and their bosses are fighting against you.
Let's end on this one.
Okay.
So last week there was some excitement about we're told there was this release from the Ghana Airports Company Limited. Ghana Airports collaborates with Ethiopian Airlines for direct flights from London Gatwick to Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport. And says the Ghana Airports Company Limited, in collaboration with Ethiopian Airlines, will operate. And please listen carefully, and you can read it with us too. Will operate direct flights from London Gatwick Airport to Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport, starting December 3, 2024. That's today. The flight schedule is as follows. Departure, London Gatwick, 2:10 a.m. Arrival, Kumasi Prempeh International Airport, 9:05 a.m. Then departure, Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport, 11 a.m. that same day. And arrival, London Gatwick, 6 p.m. And they say the next flight is scheduled for 15th December 2024 to accommodate the Christmas holidays. Subsequent flight schedules will be published in the coming weeks. So this was dated the 28th of November 2024, and there was a lot of commentary around this. But yesterday, the Ghana Airports Company issued another press statement. It says, Ghana Airports collaborate with Ethiopian Airlines for special direct flights from London Gatwick to Kumasi Prempeh the first international airport. It says the Ghana Airports Company Limited wishes to inform the general public that as a result of the short notice given for the special flight from London Gatwick to Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport, the previously announced flight, slated for Tuesday, December 3, 2024, will now arrive at Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport, later this week. The second flight, scheduled for the 15th of December 2024, remains unchanged. So the later this week, there's no date, there's no time, there's no schedule, we do not know. Richard, I'm sorry, but you are the businessman here.
Yeah, I think, because I operate in that space.
You operate in that space too. Now, help me. I will normally see airlines announce routes, especially new routes or resumption of flights and all that. In this case, the Ghana Airports Company is the one that announced this. And then they talk about the first flight, give us a date, and then talk about a second flight, which is like 2 weeks away. And then today was supposed to be that flight. In fact, 2:30 a.m. Then yesterday, they sent this one again. So it is not the airline actually speaking to us. It's the Airport Company Limited, which really manages and runs the airport and all that. But what do you make of all this? What's this? And I'm sure you've read all the commentary about this. Yeah. Is it a chartered flight? Is it Ethiopian themselves who have announced a new route? What is it?
I think, airlines are in business to make profits. And they always look at profitable routes where there are a lot of passengers. And then they also work with various institutions, including and before some of these arrangements are done, a lot of things are factored into the equation, including making sure those current needs of the aircraft are met at the new route that they are embarking on. Initially, when I heard the announcement, my team reached out to Ethiopian Airways to understand what exactly was going on, because obviously they would be interested in selling our ticket to institutions and also individuals who are interested in traveling and all of that. And they responded positively that yes, this is a new thing that they are trying to do. And beyond that,
what did they tell you? Did they tell you that is a new route that they are going to have?
They are assessing it. They are assessing that route.
They are assessing it.
I mean, they are giving it a try. It's a trial route, because sometimes you want to make sure that you will get passengers who are interested in that route, and when you go, you will get a return.
So what's the role of the Ghana Airport Company in this thing?
I mean, if you are doing a collaborative,
you know why I said that? Because, for example, if Ethiopian
and collaborative flights are done.
If Ethiopian, because I'm saying you operate in that area. If Ethiopian is looking at a new route and they want to start flights there, they will announce. Sometimes they even announce it months earlier.
Months ahead.
I've said that what we have seen is unusual, is whatever. But what is it? I mean, what is it? Is it the Ghana Airports Company that is getting Ethiopian to do a charter to try the route, or what? What is it?
I mean, from the conversation with Ethiopia, they did not give me anything suggesting that somebody's chartering. It's a route they are assessing to see how it will go. And they are using this moment, if it goes well, it will become a permanent routine. But what they said, I remember, was that beyond the first flight, which is coming from Gatwick Street and terminating at Prempeh, the first at Kumasi, the other ones will not go through the same arrangement. Perhaps you are going to look at taking a decoy at Ethiopia, Addis, before coming through too. But this one is like a straight flight.
Is it a chartered flight?
They've not given me that indication. But you have to prepare yourself, because the time given for even the ticketing organizations to sell those tickets.
But who gave that time? Because that's why I said that in the airline industry, they don't take such rash decisions. No airline will take a decision that I'm going to operate a flight 28th of November. I am doing the first flight on the 3rd of December. No airline does that.
In this business, sometimes the airlines will do their own groundwork and come to certain conclusion. There are moments where suggestions will be made to them, and they will look at the feasibility.
So how come it's not Ethiopian which is announcing that this is what we are doing?
Remember when the first announcement came, beyond the fact that they reached out to ticketing organizations and alerted them of the fact that this is going to happen going into the future, I heard them on platform speaking.
Who?
On radio. The team from Ethiopia.
Yeah, but Ethiopian has not issued an official release on this route, because you are in this industry. Anytime Ethiopia is commissioning a new route, or is going to do a new route, or is resuming flights on a route, they announce it, and there's a way they do it. How come this is different?
I mean, institutions have ways of changing their strategy as and when they do.
And the cancellation is also not done by them. And even with this new one, we are told that later in the week. The later in the week doesn't have a date, it doesn't have a time. Is that how
I'm sure.
So if you're selling tickets to people,
you should be able to know when the flight is available.
Yeah. Are you going to tell your client later in the week?
You do not. How can get him? You do not have. You have
so
to
what's
have,
going on?
You have to
help me with that. What's going on? What's happening?
I think that Ethiopian Airways and Ghana Airport will be in a better position to provide those information. Okay. But as I sit here, my understanding of the situation is that if the flight is not coming through today, and they are talking about because what happens with flight is that the airline can cancel a route even the same day when even passengers are ready as a result of one reason or the other. And they can reschedule it within hours or even a day or two. So it is possible that if you check the system, if those flights are available, they might have given an indicative date for people to buy those tickets. But the point is that I think that for a better explanation to this whole saga, you would need Ghana airports and the Ethiopian Airways giving us a more detailed information as to what exactly is going on.
Okay. Sam.
Randy, another scam from this government.
Why do you call it a scam?
Andy.
Flights are cancelled all the time.
All the time.
Andy, Ethiopian Airlines is not the one that is trying to run any route like Richard is sitting here and trying to convince you. He's trying to sell us a load of tosh. To tell us that Ethiopian is the one assessing a direct flight from London, Gatwick to Kumasi, Prempeh the first, and then call a spade a spade. They simply wanted to do campaign.
No, he operates in that sector.
I know.
And he says that his checks suggest that the first one, that third flight, was going to fly from Gatwick to Kumasi. However, the subsequent flight was going to be through Addis. So Gatwick, Addis, Accra, then from Accra to Kumasi. Because some people said they checked and then you do Addis to Accra and then hour will take you from Accra to Kumasi.
Andy, that's what I'm saying, that the first flight that was supposed to be scheduled for today was simply a PR gimmick that they were going to use.
In fact, they were
to help
supposed to have landed an hour
ago.
An hour and 20 minutes ago,
Yes. It was supposed to be a PR gimmick for Mahmoud Bawumia.
How? What does this got to do with it?
Randy.
What has this got to do
Randy,
with
they want to say, listen, there's this backstory to Tamale Airport, Kumasi Airport. And I say this with deep knowledge. You say you are in that space. You know, I also do a business.
No, he says.
Yes, and I'm saying, you say he is. He is. I do a business that works with engineering firms. I worked extensively on the Tamale project and the Kumasi project, phase 1 and phase 2. In fact, when this government came, then they asked the contractors to terminate our contract. That's a different story. But the whole story about Prempeh the First is to try and paint a picture that Bawumia and Akufo-Addo have built an international airport when that airport was built by John Mahama, funds secured by John Mahama. Now, what they want to do is, John Mahama was able to get flights from Tamale to Jeddah and to Medina.
Those are chartered flights.
Absolutely.
Chartered flights, you
yes.
can do them
But you see, Randy, that is the honesty of John Mahama. I'm chartering a flight.
I mean, chartered flights travel from Kumasi to anywhere in the world. It's always been the case. Since the
Randy, if you give me like 2 minutes, if you just give me 2 minutes,
please.
John Mahama got the Ghanaian public to board a plane for an international flight. We never said there's a direct flight from Tamale International. But when it comes to the scam that
and it had nothing to do with the airport company.
Absolutely nothing. When it comes to the scam that is being perpetrated on Ghanaians today under this MPP, it's a scam. Oh, wait.
It's a scam like you promise Ghanaian children a bar of chocolate every day.
Sam,
it's a scam like you promise. It's a scam like
Sam. Let's focus on.
Randy, it's unfair when he was talking. I was quiet. Let me build my point. No, Randy, I'm building a point. Yes. So the interjections are.
If you say it's a scam, just prove it. Just
no, yeah, I'm giving you the antecedents of this government with scams.
No, just
one constituency.
We don't have much time, so just stick.
You see, all of this time I would have finished though.
No, just stick to this one.
One constituency, $1 million scam. One village, one dam scam. No community in Ghana would have problem with water and toilet scam. Look, it is that kind of scam that has led us to this one where the Ghana Airport Company is forced to issue a statement saying that there's going to be a direct flight and paint the picture.
They led the conversation. So obviously, if same is not happening, they need to come back
and paint a picture to the world that now you finished an airport and you can fly out. And like you said, people have been flying their private jets out of the place to wherever, because as far back as 2016, Otunfo said to the second, that's Santihini, before even the phase 2 started, flew from Johannesburg to Kumasi directly.
Yeah, I mean, even Can 2008.
Exactly. And I'm saying, but even the Can 2008, Egypt's flight, there was a challenge because of the length of the runway.
True. That was what made
so we then needed, under President Mahama, there was a huge problem with it because most flights needed a longer runway. And President Mahama worked on the longer runway. And again, in Kumasi, we had flights under President Kufuor, honestly going, Asumabana Atrak, they were flying to Kumasi, but they couldn't fly to Kumasi after 5 p.m. because there were no navigation lights. President Mahama is the one who extended the runway for international to be able to take us up to a 747, a 747-300, installed navigation lights. And so Otunfo was the first person to fly from Johannesburg in 2016. It was that flight that when he arrived, he held a cocktail where President Mahama went and they danced to the Daddy Lumba song, Yenzobia. You understand me? He arrived late in the night. So the fact that you want to paint a picture of something, and that's why you see, I told you that the stars and their courses and Cicera are fighting your government. You've gone to charter a plane to paint a picture that you have a flight.
So I don't know if you guys
and now
know about Shawn Mendes. Yes. He is an aviation expert, and he's spoken on this issue, and he actually says that there is indeed a charter flight from London Gatwick to Kumasi Airport, but it's not. He spoke about this 2 days ago, but it's not a regular commercial service.
Yes.
And Shawn Mendes says this flight is a one-off charter operation by Ethiopian Airlines. The flight schedule shows that it departs from London Gatwick at 2:10 a.m. and arrives at Kumasi Prempeh, the first international airport, at 9:05 a.m. The return flight leaves Kumasi at 11 a.m. and arrives back in London at 6 p.m. It's worth noting that the Ghana Airports Company Limited had announced this flight as a new direct service. But Mendes clarified that it's actually a charter flight, not a commercial one.
Exactly. Because, Randy, this is similar to Emirates. When we were celebrating the purchase of the double deckers, they had a Ghanaian pilot. They did one flight.
Yeah, with that.
Flew into Accra straight.
It's done.
You do those commemorative flights. So for the airport company, that's where the scam part comes in. To try and paint a picture that
the charter flight then means that
the state is paying.
Ethiopian is charging you.
It's charging you, exactly.
Whether you're able to fill the flight or
it's not their business.
In and out, they've collected their money.
And that's what I'm saying. So somebody is just doing this.
That probably explains
the cancellation because
that then explains the involvement of Ghana Airports Company.
Because government is paying for it.
No, somebody must pick the bill.
Yes. But
so it's not Ethiopian. Ethiopian will charge you.
Yes.
You pay them. Whether you fill the flight and make your money or not, that's your
business. So it means the airport company must let us know how much are they paying for that chartered flight. Because again, it's taxpayers' money.
But have they agreed to the fact that they are wishing?
It is not a commercial flight. That's why I said to you that Richard's argument that it is Ethiopian exploring this is a lie.
Annie has been trying the last one now.
And particularly when
they can't speak to
it. Particularly when the board chair.
This is not a matter for a board chairman.
It's not about the board chairman.
This is not a matter.
Who's closer to the platform?
Yeah.
They won't speak.
It's not a matter.
You reach out to me.
This is not a matter.
They won't speak.
It's not a matter. It's not
today's what Tuesday, right?
You see, you know what? No. The flight will happen after the 7th.
In the evening, the flight will happen before the 7th.
Why must it happen before the 7th?
You see, I'm sure the truth of the matter is that no airline will on the 28th of November
wake up and announce
a new commercial route that intends to start in 5 days.
In 5 days.
It doesn't happen anywhere. That's one. Two, if flights are cancelled, you will be informed of the next
what I
flight.
said about you and your policy.
Nobody will tell you that the flight is cancelled today.
Later date.
Later in the week.
Later in the week.
Anyway. But you see, sometimes, for me, I don't have, look, if the Ghana Airports Company believe that it is important
to do those
something like that, let's just be open and transparent about it and do it.
Why you are organizing a charter flight to test the capacity of the
because it's even
Ethiopian themselves have not made any announcement.
No.
It's even simpler when same is done, because what happens is that you are not going to allow people to go on board free. They have to buy the tickets. So really, you are not going to make loss. You will still.
If you even want to do discounted tickets,
but the point is that it isn't going to be cheaper for you.
Be transparent about it, announce it, and then justify it. If you believe
but you need to get the numbers.
It is for a good cause.
You need to get the numbers from the UK.
Yeah, so if that's your intent, plan it and do it well.
They are rushing it because they need to do it before 7th December.
From Ghana, it is easy to get the numbers to the UK around this time.
Mm-hmm.
But from the UK, because it hasn't got into the Christmas proper, so you need to simulate it to. There are days of the week that people normally travel.
So that's where the 15th flight is targeted.
See, there are days
around 15.
That one there is Bronya.
Yeah, days of the
and what they will do is depending on the price point, because right now all the tickets to Accra are so expensive.
When I had Tuesday, my mind was that there are days of the week that it's easy to do the simulation and see that you get full flights flowing.
But I see you today. If I want to go to London on Ethiopian, you will sell me a ticket.
Oh yeah.
Which will take me from here to Addis. Addis to London.
Exactly.
And then come back London, Addis to London. If I'm coming from Kumasi, you will give me a ticket, whether you put me on Passion or Hour,
of course,
to come to Accra and board Ethiopian to Addis, and then from Addis, not so.
Exactly.
If I want to do Kenyan, I want to do it. You will do it for me.
Exactly.
So what is all this what is it?
Gymnastics, PR, scam.
Anyway, let's leave it here.
Stop using those words.
So
there's nothing scam about flights.
Today is the birthday of Dr. Palgrave.
Bachidangwa.
Yes, Bachidangwa. Today's his
happy birthday too.
Today's his birthday.
I hear he's a very fine Christian gentleman.
He used to be a preacher.
Yeah.
Evangelist.
Evangelist, and I hear he's a very fine Christian gentleman. I mean, the testimony was given to me by a pastor, so he's a nice guy.
Happy birthday to you.
He struggles with dealing with the things that you have to do.
Up next is Metro Sport.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Good business means seeing the possibilities and maximizing opportunities.